What's going on, guys? It's your favorite drug dealer here, or Alex. How's your guys' Sunday going today? Today I got another story video. This took place a long time ago, back when I was 14 actually, and I was in Mexico at the time, okay? I go to Mexico a lot. I'm not crazy rich or anything. I'm half Mexican, in case you guys don't know. I live there. But yeah, whatever. This was during the summer too, and this was kind of the period in my life where I was just running around doing really stupid stuff, and as ex Code would say, I was being a jabroni. So it all started with me hanging out with my cousin, alright? We were looking for some weed. We were looking for the marijuanas. And we really didn't know where to go, okay? We were actually trying to get my friend high because he had never, been high before. And he was with us as well. And I remember we were in this park, okay? And it's not even a park. It's more like a place with some benches and a small ass stage. It's really not that big. And this guy came along that we kind of knew. Well, I really didn't know him, more like my cousin knew him, but he was about 18 at the time, and he was a very, very nice, really chill guy. And I never found out his real name. Everyone just kind of seemed to call him El Chongo, so that's exactly what we're gonna call him for the rest of the story. But he was smoking weed out of this pipe, okay? And it didn't look like a pipe because it was shaped like a cylinder. I don't fucking know, but he came over to say hi. And I was introduced to him. My cousin introduced me to him, and we asked him if he knew where to get weed. Okay, and right away he tells us to follow him. Okay, and while we were walking, he's just smoking out of this pipe, doing his thing. Okay, and he asked us if he wanted to hit, and I was still relatively new to this whole thing at the time, and I'd never hit a pipe before this, so I said no. Plus, I had to be home soon, so fuck that. My cousin though, he took a hit or two, but he was okay. He wasn't like stoned or anything like that. But we walked away from this park. Okay, we were just kind of like following him down the streets and stuff like that, and it's a really big city, by the way. He turned down this kind of alley, not really an alley, but more of like a side street, and from that side street we turned right onto this big empty street, okay? And I kid you not, okay, for 2 or 3 blocks on this street, it was just boarded up houses, cars parked on the sides of these streets, and just people smoking all over and listening to music. There were some really scary looking guys there too. I remember this one guy who was just smoking a blunt, doing his thing. I walked past him because I was following this guy I was with, El Chango, or whatever his name was, and he just glared at me. So we all pulled up to this car that was parked on the side of the street, okay? And like I said, there's people smoking all over us, and there's this guy in the car who's sitting in the driver's seat, the driver's side of this car. We asked him if he had any weed on him, and he asked us how much right away. He didn't even say yes or no, he just asked how much. And they measure their stuff differently than we do up here. I don't know if it's Mexico in general or just this guy I was dealing with or whatever. They measure their stuff differently, and usually, well, how I'm used to doing it is measuring it by gram, and they did not do that at all. I forget what it was, but it was completely different. And we gave him a couple pesos because that's what they use in Mexico, and we got this big ass bag of weed for what would have been like $5 American. And I'm not gonna lie here, it was shake weed. Okay, if you guys don't know what shake weed, I've explained it before in one of my previous videos. Go check that shit out. But it's basically like kind of the stuff that falls at the bottom of the bag. It's not the best stuff, but it'll get the job done for what you're trying to do. Then this fucking guy, okay, he scared the living shit out of me, okay? Keep in mind, I was already on edge here because I was around a bunch of assumed gang members, but this guy fucking came up beside me and screamed the word Lakers as loud as I thought he possibly could. And I was so confused. I was like, what? Then he points at my hat and he says, A Lakers. It really took me a minute. I had no fucking clue what he was talking about. Then I realized that he's pointing at my head, okay? And more specifically, he's pointing at the hat I'm wearing. And I realized I was wearing my Los Angeles Lakers hat. I had no fucking clue what to do. He was just saying, he held out his fist, like to fist bump me. And he was just smiling. He was missing a couple teeth, which kind of, spooked me. I fucking fist pounded this guy, and I had no clue what to do this whole time. Meanwhile, my friends are kind of getting this weed out of some guy's fucking broken down car on the side of this fucking road. But I just kind of laughed really awkwardly, and he went back to whatever he was doing. And we left this massive group of people who were just like smoking and listening to music, and we went back to this park. And we decided to hide this weed at the top of this really, really tall tree there. And I think we were going to go later for it because, like I said, I had to go home soon, and we were going to come back later for it. Of course, I had to be the one to climb this fucking massive tree and hide the weed up there, which was really, really stupid, but whatever. Anyways, there was a lot of crazy stuff that happened after this and during this period when I was in Mexico, which I really do hope to talk about in future stories and stuff like that. I don't know. A lot of it was really, really fun, really crazy stuff that happened, and I'm probably going to be talking about it later. Who knows? But that was the video. Thanks for clicking on it. That's really cool of you. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Just got out of the bar, headed toward my car. Me and Castro kinda blown, cause we parked so far. Walking down the street, spot a couple goonies on the creek. Pocket full of cash, so we dash fast to avoid they ass. Cause we know they trailin', now we on the run. Heavily inhaling, exhaling as I begin to caress my gun. We getting closer to our destination. I always mind my business, but somehow find myself in